Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to COD Filmy. Today we'll be covering 10 annoying situations that every player has experienced in Warzone. Let's get into the video. Number 10, being killed by a teammate. Team killing isn't as common in Warzone as it was in Blackout because Warzone doesn't allow players to damage their teammates in the same way. However, it's still possible to kill a teammate by getting them into a helicopter and then crashing the helicopter into the ground. This will kill everyone that is in the helicopter when it touches the ground, and it's quite common for annoying players to use this tactic to kill their teammates.
Dog has no hair. You got a naked dog.
He has green feet.
Ew. I don't like your dog.
I think you need to take care of that.
Number 9, being flanked by an enemy. Enemies will often distract the player by using one person as bait while their teammate flanks around the building or hill that the player is in question on. This will trick the player into focusing on the front and center enemy instead of the one that is sneaking up behind them. This is one of the worst things to happen to any other player in Warzone, and it can be quite frustrating, especially if the first enemy is using other distractions such as decoy grenades. Number 8, lagging out of a match. Lagging out of a match can be one of the most frustrating things to happen to the player in any online game, and Warzone makes it so much worse because it's a battle royale, and as such, sometimes players will lag out when they're about to win the match. This means that the player will have played a 20-minute match for nothing. Although the Warzone servers aren't by any means the worst that players have seen in the battle royale genre, they do often lag players out of their match in the middle of the firefight.
If we scroll down a bit more, we have our cache spot shadows. You want to enable this, but also
Number 7, getting killed while about to revive a teammate. Getting killed when the player is on that last second of reviving their teammate can annoy the player to no end because they were only seconds away from getting their friend up and making their escape. The situation doesn't happen too often, but occasionally players will experience something similar to this where they are reviving their teammate and an enemy shoots them out of nowhere. Number 6, having a random teammate that leaves their microphone on. When players are loading into the match with random teammates, there can be many frustrating things that can happen, including the previously mentioned team killing player and even players that are AFK. Not every player that uses a microphone while they are playing, but there are some teammates that forget to turn their microphone off and leave on the background noise, including music, conversations, or YouTube. Having to deal with this can be frustrating, and although the player is able to mute their teammates, it's doubly annoying because the teammate in question probably won't be communicating at all either.
Subscribe down below and leave this video a thumbs up, and check out some of the other Call of Duty videos coming up next on Your 6 Gaming.
Number 5, dropping into a building with no loot. Some buildings aren't supplied very well with floor loot, and players will not find any guns, armor plates, or other various items in the entire building. If this happens to the player when they have reached the ground, then it can be a terrifying experience because the player will be faced with enemies in a nearby building that managed to pick up a lot of loot. Luckily, there are usually many buildings next to each other where one building can be found, but that it doesn't make up for how frustrating the situation can be. Number 4, getting hit while parachuting. Players get a chance to parachute when the match starts, and they initially jump out of the plane, and also if they return from the dead by winning a match in the gulag or being bought back by teammates. Parachuting is usually a smooth ride down to the ground, but occasionally there will be an enemy that shoots the player while they are still midair. This can be especially frustrating if the enemy that is shooting at the player in question on the ground, as they may already have a powerful gun or even a sniper. Number 3, getting killed by a sniper. Getting killed by a sniper often comes at times that are completely unexpected to the player, and this involves both annoyance and an anger at the situation. Everyone has experienced being killed by a sniper out of nowhere at least a few times. Snipers have always been one of the most annoying types of enemies in FPS games, and since Warzone has some powerful scope weapons, players truly have to fear for their lives when they are running out in the open. Number 2, getting run over by a vehicle. Vehicles in Warzone are very fast, and they often can sneak up on a player because they don't make as much sound as vehicles in other games. Vehicles such as the ATV and helicopter are both examples of vehicles that can be used to run the player over. Unfortunately, vehicle kills are very common in Warzone, and they are also one of the worst ways to die in the battle royale. Number 1, having a gulag enemy that pretends to be AFK. The gulag gives players a chance to return from the dead by killing a single player in an arena-style match. Sometimes players will run into the enemies that pretend to be AFK, so that the player will think they aren't there, and then the enemy can take advantage of the situation. Pretending to be AFK can actually work well, and it's unfortunate that players often fall for this trick because it leads to many frustrating losses for otherwise talented players. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video. So long.